Most Minecraft servers house thousands, even millions of blocks all the way until the world border. Usually, this is 30 million blocks out from the center of the world, but on this server, the border is only 2,500 blocks out. And because of this, almost every single resource has been depleted. There are no more ores left. Literally, every single diamond is gone. So, a revolution was set forth, a call to expand the world border, which was the easy part. The hard part was, well, how do we expand? I mean, it had to be like this tedious, gruesome process full of obstacles and trials and... Oh, maybe this won't be so bad after all. The server admin designed an event specifically for the expansion. 9 pedestals were scattered across the entire world, each with a barrel. Each of these barrels all contain one of the 9 expansion items, and you need all 9 to activate the border expansioner thingy. Sounds easy enough. I headed over to spawn to start looking for a pedestal while my team searched around the world.
Oh, wait, I found one.
And it wasn't long before one of my allies, Quackidus, had found the first one as well as the second one already. Everything seemed to go well, except for the fact that I had a slight problem already.
Yeah, I can't interact with objects, so somebody else.
This whole I can't break blocks thing wasn't really something I was supposed to have, but it was a glitch with the server itself. But to understand the glitch, you need to learn more about this server. Well, this server has 7 magical gems that grant you superpowers. I had one known as the Astro Gem that allows you to do special abilities like astral projection, which allows you to fly outside of your body and explore in a 150 by 150 area. A few hours before the event started, I discovered this odd bug with a player by the name of Dominoko. It literally was as simple as going into the astral projection mode and then logging off the server. When you rejoined, it appeared everything was back to normal except for 2 things. 1, the glitch made you invincible to any damage, but 2, it allowed you to do something even better. You could dupe your entire inventory. This was obviously extremely broken, so we knew we should probably take advantage of it before it was patched, like basically making it so nobody could kill us while we hunt the items down. But of course, we couldn't let any other person know that we, well, couldn't take any damage. So we had to keep it on the down low.
It would
Don't
be
let
actually
McClutch,
really sick.
if you have
though,
Astro Gem and you're like in a glitch, don't get hit by McClutch, or else he's gonna find out.
I probably should also mention this guy named McClutch is also on the enemy team. Hopefully he won't snitch. And eventually another teammate of mine by the name of Muggum and I had found another expansion item.
There's one here! I found
Let's
it! The one on the screenshot.
Literally right under spawn. And as more and more time went by, our team had found almost all of the items, except for one. See, the McClutch guy from earlier was suspected to have the final item.
Wait, McClutch has one.
He does?
And considering he knew about our sneaky immortal glitch, he had a lot more leverage than us. For some reason, Clutch didn't believe we had the other 8 expansion items. He wanted proof. But there's a bit of uneasiness in our call. When we sent the screenshot, not only was Clutch nowhere to be found around spawn, but he also stopped talking in chat. Until...
Oh wait, McClutch is here.
Clutch has expanders, I think.
Okay, Clutch, you have the rose,
Yep.
right?
Is it back up?
I am alive.
However, Clutch wouldn't really budge. We even tried asking the server admin Pookie if all the items had been found, and he confirmed it. So Clutch had to have the last item. It was clear what he was trying to do. But 2 questions still burned in my mind. Why did Clutch want to hold on to the item so badly and not let the border expand? And what was it going to take to get it off? I realized I needed a plan, but before I could even think of one of my teammates allegedly saw McClutch and a few other people enter the end dimension. So knowing that we could possibly confront him there and block off the exit, we decided to take our chances.
I'm in the end.
And we spent the next 30 minutes or so just waiting for any sign of Clutch or any one of his teammates. Interestingly enough though, when we got into a call with Clutch, we realized something quite peculiar.
Wait,
Listen,
you got a problem?
Listen, Clutch.
Deal
Clutch,
with it.
Do you have anything of value here?
He has the rose
a
bush.
rose
He has the
bush.
rose bush. Is that all you have,
Alright.
though?
Yeah, that's all I have.
Wait,
Okay.
You guys have the other 8, right?
no, we have 7.
Okay.
Okay, no, someone here is lying. Pookie, like, said that the piece did get picked up. Everything is how it should be.
Either way, we had to keep this in mind, but we had to do something about Clutch first. Eventually, we returned back to the overworld trying to figure out what to do. Except the opportunity had come to us.
Screen share your inventory.
I'm not screen sharing my inventory.
Why aren't you screen sharing it?
What is it? Because I'm not required to.
Really?
You're not required to, but like...
Just because I'm innocent doesn't mean I have to talk, right?
Alright, let's put it this way. Drop the items. I'm done waiting.
You can kill me. That doesn't mean you're gonna get the items.
So you each have
Mhm.
them.
You can't eat chests, but you can chest them. You think I'd be stupid to carry the items on me? If I answer your request, who has more power?
You will still have more power because you have the item.
Welcome, you can kill me, but that is not going to open the world border. I promise you
After
that.
refusing to screen share his inventory to see if he had the expansion item on him, Muggum had other plans.
So do what you want with that information. All right. So yeah, Muggum, this is what you've decided. Good luck with the world border, my friend.
What? Except he didn't have anything on him. Well, at least the expansion item he said he had. It was obvious Muggum wanted to solve this with violence, but I knew that it didn't have to come to that. Look, it was obvious talking to Clutch was a complete waste of time, so we came up with our own idea. Enter brute forcing.
He's made something clear. To me and you,
Yeah.
we're not getting those items legit. I say honestly that even if we have to go through every single item in the game, we rename every item until we find out which one it is.
So basically, Muggum found out that each expansion item was named with the words expand and then the item name itself, like stick, for example.
I'm not dumb.
Tara, did you find an item?
It works.
No.
It genuinely works.
So, theoretically, Clutch's expansion item could just be one of the many items in Minecraft, but just renamed like that. Meaning, if we went ahead and went through every single item in the game, keep in mind that's about 1,050 different items we would have to go through, we could try to find McClutch's expansion item he had. Now, we're not that crazy, right? I mean, it seems like we're being a little bit desperate. Okay, we're like 245 items deep, and it's been like hours. We even had to make an entire like notepad list of the impossible items it could actually be, because you know it can't be spawn eggs or any other obtainable item. This was going to take a while, so I need a break. At least I say I, because Muggum and his teammate Quackidus still kept looking. So I came back to my base and was literally just hanging around until McClutch happens to find it out of nowhere and just lets himself in.
Hey, Tara, what are you doing here, man?
How do you know where this is? Now, honestly, I didn't really think much of it at the time. Like, why was he here? But I couldn't help but just feel threatened. Hey, put it back. Hey, back in the room. Especially since he stole valuable items from me. And then it hit me. Literally.
That is the neighborly. What are you doing? Oh my. Okay.
That's crazy. That's really unnecessary. Why? I realized that Clutch had not come just for the stuff, but for me. He knew that if he could catch me alone and off guard, I would be an easy draw. I mean, to be fair, he wasn't wrong. But he had just fueled the fire even more. We needed to find this expansion item before Clutch could cause any more damage. Lots and lots of items were tested. Days upon days were spent just renaming and using up bunches and bunches of iron to make anvils with no luck. I mean, how is it possible that we would find the correct one out of thousands? But then only the next day, there was some big news.
But the words start with capital. Yes.
Oh. I was surprised. Did he really find the right one? You could tell it was the correct one because the server was sending a chat message, meaning the plugin was identifying it as an expansion item. Now, we could expand the border right now, right? Well, apparently not, because people on our team had to go to sleep, which I know sounds stupid, but everyone felt like they had to be there to watch the border expand. Awesome. So it was the next day. Everyone got on and was ready to expand the border. Only to find out that McClutch had somehow found out that we got the same expansion item that he did and proceeded to complain to Pookie, the server admin, about it. And so Pookie made a little update to the server, rendering our item entirely useless because the lily pad now had to be named this long random string of numbers and letters, and what are we going to do now? I mean, we had come this far, we couldn't just throw this all away. Well, luckily for us, I have a plan B. We make a deal with McClutch. Now, this is probably what Clutch wanted all along, a business transaction for the expansion item. I mean, we tried to almost cheat the system, so maybe this is karma.
Okay, Clutch. What do you want for it? A reasonable item.
A reasonable item. What is worth trading for something that will open the world by 5,000 extra blocks and give everyone access to the max netherite set? What is worth that? Let's think. I don't know, nothing besides, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You know what I don't mind having in my collection, Muggum. I think, I don't think that's an answer. I don't need to answer that question because you know what the answer is.
Netherite. You want the netherite?
Oh yeah. Yeah, shit.
Alright. My deal is I'm willing to put on, like, alongside any other, like, thing you want, alongside the chest plate.
Hold
on.
So
any riches you want alongside the chest plate.
This is when my heart sank. Of course, there was something Clutch wanted in the end, possibly the most valuable item on the server besides his expansion item, the netherite pieces, which included a netherite chestplate and sword. And the thing that makes these two pieces of gear extremely valuable is that they are the only two in existence on the server. And it just so happened that Mug'em has them. But was it really worth it? Sure, the border expansion would rejuvenate the server and give new land to explore, as well as unlock the server-wide warden fight, which would allow us to compete to kill a warden that drops the rest of the only netherite set on the server. However, we would be possibly giving up the server's greatest weapons to the player who could very well terrorize the server for all we know. I didn't like the sound of that one bit, so desperately, we tried to negotiate.
Just think from my perspective and just think about what I'm doing here. And do you really think the sword and the chestplate are worth that?
Okay, but like, realistically, what else would you want? Like a revive item? Because like, you know, the border, like...
Oh, actually, that's not a terrible idea.
Revive items on the server can only be crafted with echo shards, which require ancient city loot. But since all the ancient cities are barren, we thought this would be the perfect deal. But of course, expanding the border would allow for more ancient cities and more echo shards, which decreases the value. After many, and I mean many hours of back and forth, we finally came to a, well, reasonable agreement. This was quite possibly the definition of insanity. Getting all of these items in 2 weeks may be far from possible, but we had to at least try. Side note, gem fragments and traders are both special items that are unique to this server. Gem fragments are an important crafting ingredient for other powerful items that are made with dragon's breath, totems, and amethysts, while traders are essential for being able to trade in your gem for another. Those need diamond blocks, even more dragon's breath, and a skull catalyst, which is gotten from deep darks. If we wanted any chance at completing this, my team needed a plan to gather all of this before the time was up. So on day 1, I met with Mug'em to see what we had on us already.
Not too
How's
bad.
everyone's Valentine's?
Oh,
Not too bad.
I'm gonna be honest, I forgot that was today.
First item on our agenda was totems, so we traveled a few thousand blocks out and found the perfect spot to make a farm for one. I'm gonna be fully honest, I had no idea what we were building. All I knew was that it was a pretty darn fast totem farm. And with many YouTube tutorials as well as many mindless conversations later, which to be fair made this whole experience a lot more enjoyable. Oh my god, dude, I'm gonna punch my... The raid farm was done.
Yup, it is definitely working.
With some extra vexes, of course.
Oh, that's gonna be an issue. That's gonna be an issue.
That might be because Tyrad's standing there.
Alright, I'm gonna get off. I think it's safe to say we can check off totems. Fast forward to day 5. Most of the other resources were actually quite easy since we had most of them. One of the people I was in call with while building the farm was a player by the name of Ember. She's like the grinder of the server who has literal stashes and stashes of loot. And she was willing to show me in person any super secret location, including gold, even more totems, literally like almost everything else we needed. I couldn't tell if she was just clinically insane or just extremely dedicated, but why even question it? We basically had everything, except one of the fabled ingredients necessary, the cusp of the required items, the 32 blocks of netherite. I just want you to imagine for a bit how much that actually is. It takes like 4 ancient debris to make 1 netherite ingot. Then it takes 9 netherite ingots to make 1 netherite block. So that means we need 288 netherite ingots. Okay, now I know that seems insane, but luckily there is at least one thing on our side. Well, a thing as in gem. One of the 7 gems on this server happens to be one called the Wealth Gem. And as the name suggests, it's basically a get-rich-quick strategy, and luckily for us, Mug'em was able to get one. Now, I'll save you the boring parts, but let's just say a lot of netherite was mined and a lot of all-nighters were pulled. But on day 11, here's where we're at.
We have basically almost all the netherite done. We just, you know, we need a tiny bit more. I'm surprised that we, like, even got this much, honestly. This entire area of mining all of this, like, I'm not even kidding.
So with just a bit more ancient debris to go, it was time to finish the job. At one point, we were even thinking about duping the ancient debris we had with that Astra Gem dupe glitch I talked about earlier, but we decided to play it fair. All that was left to do was to smelt it all up.
Oh well. That is a filthy amount of netherite. Oh my god.
Oh my god, bro. What the
How much time do you have, bro?
We had done it. With a few days remaining, the trade with McClutch was approaching rapidly. Granted, we had everything we needed, but we had some doubts. The netherite pieces Mug'em had were just way too valuable, even almost as valuable as the expansion item and all of those items we grinded for. Again, extremely valuable. But at the same time, I really wanted to save the server and get that last expansion item. So, I say we should scam McClutch. Now I know this sounds scummy, but Clutch made us work days upon days getting stuff for him, basically making us do unpaid labor. We had to get revenge somehow. Our first idea was to use a book ban with a shulker box. Even though I did do this in the past, and honestly nowadays everyone and their mother has used it. Simply put, when you fill a shulker box with books that have tons and tons of text in them, it will overload the shulker box with too much data. So when a person picks up the shulker, they will get kicked from the server. And even if they try to rejoin, they will only get kicked again and again. And after setting it all up in a test world, we tried it out.
Okay, so I'm hoping this might be the wrong text, but we'll see. Oh my god. No way, bro. Wait, did it work?
Did it work?
Oh my
It
gosh.
Granted, it did work, but how exactly would this get us the expansion item? Well, during the trade, this hinges on whether or not we can get Clutch to drop the expansion item first, so that once we have it secured, we can give him a shulker box full of the items he requested. Or should I say a shulker box full of banned books? And we can plant the shulker box on the ground before the trade, so that when McClutch meets us at the location we tell him to go to, it'll be as good as banned. Except when we got onto the actual server and made all the books needed, we ran into a slight issue.
Oh no.
What?
Okay.
The server seemed to protect against large amounts of text and books, almost like the server admin wanted to prevent book bans. Great. What could we possibly come up with only a few hours before the deal? Fortunately, I do have a backup plan, still having to do with the books. But for now, Mugum and I met up with our other teammate E-Corridor, waiting on Clutch to send us coordinates.
Alright, but I don't want you guys following me.
However, Clutch was so paranoid that we may try to pull something that he asked us to tell all of our other allies to log off for now. Luckily, the cords were swiftly sent after. When we originally made the deal with McClutch, we decided to possibly write some form of contract that he has to sign in order to make the trade.
Alright, no, yeah, we need to do some like contract. Hold on.
Alright, you guys can write it because I don't have a book.
Except this would allow us to write a hidden clause in. Yes, we'll have the regular contract explaining what items we have to give for the expansion item, but what if we sneak a little phrase in there saying we don't have to give the netherite pieces up? We decided to take a bit of precaution first and ask McClutch to store any items he had to use to escape after we gave him the goods. Then it was time.
Wait, I have to sign them? Why do I have to sign it? I don't want to wait, is there like a glitch where like if you open the book it bugs you out?
Really? He thought we were trying to book ban him. We would never.
I don't want to turn the page, you turn the page on the screen share.
Bro, you are actually...
What do you think you trapped the book, bro?
I was nervous though. We could easily get scammed and I didn't know if it was even worth risking it. But realizing this may be very well our only shot at getting the last expansion item, we reluctantly agreed.
32 tokens. So in here, that's like basically everything. Here are the totems you requested and a slight bit more of them.
You want the cords now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna message them to Mugum.
Just send in the group chat. Just send in the group chat.
With Clutch seeing our part of the deal, he gave us coordinates to the location of the item. While Mugum stayed with Clutch, E-Corridor and I started venturing out, hoping Clutch wouldn't try to kill Mugum or do anything scummy.
Alright, if I leave you here with them, me and your corridor go, like, if he scams us, you're screwed.
As we neared the destination, I could only hope that the expansion item was actually there. Or it was quite possible this whole charade was one big trap.
Oh yeah, Mugum, one problem is like, what if Tyrant and Igor to go evil mode? They just gatekeep everything.
However, it was only a matter of time before Clutch realized there was something off. Finding out the netherite pieces were never in the shulkers we gave him.
Hey, where's the armor, kid?
What?
Mugum, where's the armor?
What? You already gave the coordinates. I mean, you still got a ton. Let's be real.
And let's just say Clutch wasn't too happy about that.
He's going to the item, by the way.
The pressure was on. We had to get there before him. And luckily...
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Let's wait, did you genuinely get it? Did
I
you
got
genuinely
it.
get it?
I got it.
Let's go, E! Let's go!
I got
We
it.
then decided to call up our team in victory to give the good news. We are finally ready to expand the world border and save the server once and for all. But this victory would soon come to a screeching halt. There was no possible way we still didn't have all the items, but we did decide to make sure.
Wait, what am I missing?
No way you're missing something, Mugum.
No. Wait, there's 8.
Sword.
Oh, okay.
This is when it hit us. The Expand Sword. One of the expansion items that our teammate Quackitus found when he had first started the hunt, which apparently Mugum didn't have, but Quackitus himself still had.
Oops.
Yeah, no, you have the original sword then. You have the original sword.
Yeah, but it doesn't work.
Why doesn't it work?
It might because it's in...
No, that's
No, because
I
it
don't
worked
believe that.
last time.
No, it worked well enchanted before.
Remember that Astro Gem dupe glitch from earlier? Apparently Quacktus had accidentally duplicated his entire inventory with it, including the expand sword, meaning there could very well be 2 still in circulation, meaning there was a chance that we had the fake one, aka the duped one, and that very well could be the case.
I had Astra. I got the sword in normal form, in normal like freaking form.
Rolly, rolly, rolly.
Alright,
got me
shut
started.
your
Everything was on the line here. We had to figure this out. Luckily, we did have proof that we had the original expand sword.
Yo, hello.
Bro, we had the original sword. We have video proof as well.
Brookie
Where's the
being
proof?
goofy
Give
right
it.
now.
Huh?
He said, "Give it." Give the proof.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
He said, "I have a sword."
I
Right?
didn't
Or
hear
I got a sword.
anything.
No, he said expand sword.
I'm just confirming.
Yeah, look, see,
Oh.
expand
Bingo.
sword.
That's my sword.
Looting and mending.
That's the one that I have.
My heart dropped. The person in the call was Will, a player who was with McClutch, and he had just admitted to having the original expand sword, meaning the one we had was the duped one all along. We tried and tried to prove that ours was real, but it was going nowhere. This argument was lasting forever. Eventually, Will proved it
The
himself.
sword. Wait, if you took the sword,
That's just all. That's all.
then how does then how does Magma have it?
Yeah, how would I have it in that case?
Quacktus gave it to you.
There was nothing we could have done, and it was obvious that getting this last item from Will wouldn't be
The thing
possible.
is that you can say that, but like, you can prove it.
Oh my goodness! What do you?
I
What do you
can't
guys
prove
actually?
it, bro.
Okay, what do you guys actually get out of saying this? What do you guys get out of this? What do you guys
We're
get out
not
of
getting.
this?
We're not getting. We're just defending ourselves. We're not trying to get anything.
Unless
out of
you
it.
can,
For now, there's not really a solution that we both agree on, but hopefully there
Yeah,
will be one.
let's just sleep
tomorrow.
on it and think about it. All right,
Alright.
GG's, folks.
For the next few days, I pondered to myself how we were going to possibly expand the border at this point, and I realized there would be only one solution. Even though it wasn't ideal, it was our only shot. Giving the 8 expansion items we had to Will, hoping, praying that he would have more heart than Clutch and find it within himself to finally expand the border, ending this conflict for good. Days, weeks, almost even a month went by, and Will had seemed to only vanish. No one knew where he was. The whole server, including us, was waiting eagerly to see when he would come out from his silence. Until finally, a date was set, the coordinates were given out. Muggum and I headed over there, preparing for what was to finally come. Because even when the world border does expand, that is not the end of our adventure. But before we get into that, watch as the whole server finally comes together for the first time in forever, in peace.
You're on foot.
Alright, guys, everybody, get together, get together.
3, on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Unfortunately, that peace will not last long. In just 10 minutes, the whole server will fight a warden. But not just any warden, a warden that drops the last pieces of netherite armor on the entire server. And it just so happens that McClutch and his goons want a piece of the pie. Of course, Muggum and I cannot let that armor get in the wrong hands if we truly want to save this server for good. And it just so happened that weeks before the event, we had practiced for this, since, you know, wardens aren't really the easiest mobs to kill while trying to kill other players at the same time. It was going to be a challenge, but that wouldn't stop us.
This one AFK.
Oh! Warden spawned. Oh my god.
Even though we were at the opposite side of the world, we still made our way over to where the warden spawned, even if there was a good chance it may already be dead.
He just. Okay, where are we going? They're there,
I
bro.
don't know, bro. I'm stressing this.
Okay.
1976.
And once Muggum arrived himself, the fight had finally begun.
Turn your focus on the very invisible.
70s.
So much gravel in my way.
Hold on, alright? Hold on, alright.
Your hand.
Oh my god, are you serious?
I had made a huge fumble, but there's no point in dwelling on it. Muggum was still alive, he had to finish what we started.
They're right here.
If they're aggroing you back, try
You
and
can water tree, make another portal. I have the materials.
right. You read me.
Oh no, someone's in another.
Okay, we might be able to come over in a second.
Pookie's low. Alright.
I'm on him.
Alright, you guys are assisting each other. Stay together. Work together.
Pookie's in the lava. Yes! Yes! Holy shit!
You got all of it?
Run! Dude! Welcome!
Run!
The warden was dead, and most importantly, the rest of the netherite pieces were collected successfully. Except, Muggum had one last problem: getting out of there alive.
Did you get all the netherite?
Go get out of there! Get out of there now! You got all the netherite. Good on you. Get out of there.
Go to spawn or something, dude.
I'm coming to spawn. I'm coming to spawn. If
Oh
they,
my God.
They know you have the netherite. They know you have the netherite.
Oh shit.
So
Yo,
Guys,
Pookie's up. Pookie's
need a Gemini Sky.
yeah, guys. Listen, we got what we needed. We got what we needed. Just disengage. Do you have the netherite on you? You got away. You're good. Are you sure? Keep running, just keep running.
The fight was over. Muggum was alive, and he had quite possibly the server's greatest weapon, kept locked away from a clutch. Most of all, the server had finally gotten a second chance at survival. World border was 2 times the size, allowing for players to finally scavenge for diamonds for the first time in literal months. The server was at peace. Maybe Minecraft is just a block game, but in my eyes, I had just saved the world. We had just saved the world.
And here's another Tyrad video you may like. Subscribe.